Removing one from editing, and stairs actually, what we can also do is put railings onto stairs and onto other shapes and objects. So here is a stair I made earlier. This is what it looks like in 3D, and what I'm going to do with it is drop back to the ground floor, and we're going to put a railing onto this stair. So we have a railing tool which we can go into. There's a load of settings, I'll come back to that shortly. So I'm going to select the stair and go into place railings. There's a couple of options in here you can see, place railings and update railings. There's also a third option for help, but we're going to go place railings. What that does is then launch the dialog for me and shows me what's available in terms of the 4 types of railing I can pick from. So we have plain handrail, we have horizontal rails, we have a panelled railing, and then we also have a timber railing, and there's tons of settings behind here. There's actually more settings probably for the railings and the various options for the handrails and the newels and the posts and all the bits and pieces. There's probably more options here than there are for the stairs themselves, but I'm just going to go for a panel railing, so I'll select that, and then we can look at some of the settings here. So general settings are things like what height do we want the various pieces to be at. So this is really pretty tall actually, so let's drop that to not 100, 1000, and we'll bring that to 1200. We can set what the offsets are, the gaps, what the minimum distance is between the intermediate posts, or we could set them on a particular number of treads. We can also control the start shape of the railing, and again we can set the heights and extensions etc. in there. We then have controls for the handrail, so we can make this maybe traditional. You'll see that changes the shape across the top here. Let's actually make it round. We can set the sizes, the widths. Let's make it elliptical. We'll make it 60mm wide. Again, we can put extensions on the start and the end. So let's return to the wall. And the same for the top section. Then we can change the various parameters in here. There's then the intermediate posts. There's none visible on here yet because the panel's not long enough, but we can put on a simple post that we can change, again, the various properties of it. We can set the base, where it's connected to, and then we have control over the panels and the rails themselves. So tons of options in here. I'm not going to go through them all, but it'll give you a taster of what's possible with it. Final one's the symbol, and again this can be controlled with model view options. With stairs, you can control them all with model view options as well, and the nice thing about this is you can then, across a project that may have a few stairs, set the global appearance of how everything actually looks. So I'm going to hit OK with that one. You see there is graphic editing. I'm going to come back to that in just a second. I keep saying that a lot, but I will. Click OK, and what actually happens is the screen zooms to the stair that's selected, and if I zoom in a bit closer, hopefully you can see, as I move the mouse around, we're actually able to determine what side the railing goes on. So I can do it only this side, we can do it only that side, or if we bring it into the middle, we can do it on both sides of the stair. So I actually only want it to this edge here, so I'm just going to come down, click the mouse, and off it goes and builds the railing up to the break line. If I switch to 3D now, you can see how that railing appears as it climbs up.